Hi there, welcome back to this is Mike. Welcome back to my tutorial on 3D stadium building. As you can see, we've built the stands in the field the last episode, along with some little details on the stands itself with the dugouts and the runways and the driveway for the trucks out in center field. Um, this episode, I'd like to basically work on getting the fences on the actual fencing section above the wall uh, detailed out, getting that built out ready. I'd like to get the scoreboard set up as you see on the image. Oops, not there. The image I have from Aloha with the scoreboard, kind of want to get the faces built out of that. So that's going to be another project we're going to do here tonight. And also, along on this picture, we want to see how this is open up here in this is kind of open between the roof and the upper deck. And you can see it's not open here, so we're going to open that up in the center field section. Just a couple of the things I wanted to do here. So let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is the scoreboard. So I have the sections here. I figure I'm going to start here, and what I'll do is I'm going to draw a line up from here. This is one of the beginnings of the middle deck. And I'm going to cross over there's four sections that I would say for the scoreboard. There's one section, two sections, three sections, and four sections. I'll show you what I mean. So what I'm going to simply do is just start here, draw a line up 5 feet, I'd guess. Kind of cut over there, and then we're going to come down on the blue axis a little past the second deck, like that. So that's going to be the height of the scoreboard. I'm going to skip a section, skip a line, I'm going to go to the second line, we'll do the same thing. You can kind of touch that point and then come back, and then it actually lines it up and connect. And then we'll do the same thing, come down on the blue axis, and when you see that line, you know it's even, and there we go, it draws the face. And then we're going to skip another line, do the same thing. Go up, you see that connects to the other dot, that's good, connect that. And we'll come down, connect. Oh, so we want to be on the blue, connect, come down, connect. Pretty simple, actually. And then the final section, connect, come down, connect. So we'll have the scoreboard right there. We'll basically fill in the sections with advertisements in a later episode. Don't worry about these extra lines. You can see as you zoom out, it kind of looks worse and worse, but when you zoom in, it gets better and better. But I really wouldn't worry about those lines aren't shown with the final product. So you can go through and click and delete them, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just not gonna worry about it too much. I'll just delete that line. So okay. So that's the scoreboard. That's one section. Now the other piece is the fence. So as you see, there's a fence. There's a half wall, half fence. So I figured about 5 feet of wall, 3 feet of fence. So I have that marked off here. We did that when we built the wall. Now the problem is that when we do the texturing, the fence is see-through, and this has two separate faces. So for see-through fencing, we want to basically have one face or one section. So we're going to delete this. We're going to remove this back face here. So in order to do that, we need to coordinate this off. Basically, make sure we get the line where we want it, and we want to make another line. We want to make sure we want to mark off the face that we want to delete. So we're going to basically draw this line all the way down the straight piece of fence, and you can see so there you go. You can see if you went all the way down, you can see once it hits that, it kind of locks into place. See, there's the color, the pink color. You know that it's parallel. And then we also want to draw that piece. Now, we take the eraser tool, and we're just going to erase this one line, and that gets rid of, as you can see, it gets rid of the face. So we have, if we get rid of this piece, we have one face there. Now, it's a little messy, As you can see, it's like you can see right through there now. That's because there's an empty section here. So if we close this little area here, it closes both the faces and they become full, they become closed off, which is good. So when we paint later on, when we paint on see, this section already has just one face, two sides to each face, but one face, and this section now has one face. So when we paint on the fencing, it's going to look better. You'll be able to see through it, and won't make extra work having to paint through two sections of fence, and then it can get kind of messy that way. So this piece is going to be this is going to be wall, like as you can see, the center field has like a little batter's eye wall-ish kind of area. And then we're going to do the same thing for the right field side. So go to the end. We want to kind of go down to where the fence, see the line is, click that line, and then we click here, drag it all the way down, and we can kind of drag across the top here, and we'll get that. Well, I guess the green line should be fine. Oh, there you go. So there's the pink. Close that off. We just do that, eraser, pen tool, close that back up, and we are good to go for the fence. Pretty quick. Oh, let's just erase this. Use the eraser here. So we can put when we finally use the texturing, we can use the fence tool to do that. Okay, so there's number 2. Kind of moving along pretty quickly. So the next piece is this area. We want to open this up, and I'm going to show you another trick. We're using the move tool and creating a group here. So this would be a good technique to show something that can become useful when building other stadiums and that have other pieces similar to this. So this area we want to open up, basically this little section here, and that section and that section. We want to basically make that open and then build some supports, as you can see up here, just to make it look realistic. So somewhat like the fence that we just opened up, we wanted to kind of draw the line out from each section, from one section back to the other, and make sure it's perpendicular or parallel, so we have a straight line. And then we want to just draw out, mark off the section that we want to face. Now again, if you drag to a parallel line, and then you finally can get to that pink, and then draw it all the way to the next section. And you can do the same thing with the bottom, and that should already be there. So just like that, really quickly, we've created a section on the back that we're going to remove. Now we'll do the same thing with the right field, and then I'll show you the curved section, which will be a little bit more involved. So we'll mark this off. Well, okay. Let's go, and we'll get this piece. There we go. Okay. Now, each curve section, which you can't see right off the bat because of the way we did this with the follow me tool, each curve section has many small sections, so going up and down. So what you can see, you can either mark out for yourself. I'll give you an example. So every green dot is basically the beginning of is a section of a face. There's the midpoint, which is blue. So then you can mark off to each green dot. What I would do is draw down to the green dot below it. Now you can see when you click on the face that it's separated that face. So you can do the next one and just kind of go down. There you go. So you see we have, and as the curve becomes tighter, the faces, there becomes more and more faces here that they might get. So I mean, you can just kind of quickly mark these off if it makes it easier. As you can see behind home plate, it's already been done when we did the follow me tool. You see the many face sections. It can become a little difficult to work with when you're doing textures, but we'll get to that when we get to texture section. So the point of this is we need to draw lines to each section. Now, when you draw it, you don't have to have the pink purple. It's nice to see the pink purple, but it generally likes to stick where it's parallel. So if you draw this, it generally likes to stick once you see just kind of make sure, there you go. It's kind of pops there to where it's supposed to go automatically. Don't ask me why, it just does. So we can quickly do that to both, and we're going to just make these separate faces. Now you just kind of have to go through. Now you don't have to make off each line. If you just kind of drag this around, you see it automatically finds the parallel section. If you're kind of careful with it and you drag it slowly. So you can kind of do it like this to each face. Now, so as you see, there's a green line. If I drew this down, it would be perfectly matched up with that. So this isn't really concerning. We just need to make sure that we have enough, we can mark off the faces going across that we want to open up. Okay, so we'll just keep doing this. I'll just do one side. There's another one. Probably two more. Oh, there we go. And oh, and I didn't do it correctly. Hold on. Hold your horses. I should have started from, I think I might have not done this correctly. So I'm going to use my friend, the good old undo. Okay. And we're going to just to 6 1/5/8. That is definitely not parallel. All right, we are going to check out the green, and we will. Okay, that's the one. So that's why you have to kind of double check, but you'll definitely you'll realize this stuff is working. Okay, so we're going to use the green. So I'm just going to go through and quickly, as you can see, even as many times as I've done things, you're still going to make some errors. You're still going to need to go back and fix things. Hopefully this will work this time. This should match up with the other. There we go. There we go. Now that matches up. So we'll just do this. I've done many of these stadiums and many of these things. It's just I'm not perfect at it, and it's going to take some work just to fix. Okay. Almost there. All right, here we go. So we have our faces. Now, basically what I'm going to do here is simply click on the face, delete. Click on the face here, and delete that as well. So we have an open section. Click on that, and that. There we go. We have the open section here. Click on that, and we'll have the open section. All right, so it's kind of cool, right? You kind of see, looks kind of like the picture. All right. Now, what I'm going to use here now is, first thing we want to do is we want to close off. As you can see, there's like some see-through areas here, which you can see inside, which gets kind of ugly. So we're going to close off by just simply crossing off that section. I think we might have to do the same thing. Cross off that section that does the straight sections. Then the only thing is you kind of need to clean up. Kind of need to clear off. That's not working. Well, the oops. We'll just clear these off. By connecting the green section. Oops. Sometimes you need to cross them because they have to be even, and they're not sometimes. That's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just not. We're not looking for perfection here. All right. Close that. Okay, that's all right. Now, what I'm going to say. Now we're going to build the little supports. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this section that was left over. I'm going to do a push-pull tool to pull it out about 2 feet. To say, we give it 2 feet. And then what we're also going to do here is we're going to, okay, so we have the full group. Now we want to select each edge by double clicking, and that includes the face itself in the middle and the edges. You want to do that on every side. Sorry, excuse my zooming out and zooming in. It's kind of my navigation. It's kind of all the way around. Double click. Okay, so we have all 4 sides. Right click and make a group. Now this is good. This is useful because now whenever you click off of it and you click on this piece, it selects everything all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this little section, this pillar, and we're going to move it, and we're going to replicate it across this straight section here. So we're going to use the move tool. We're going to select this corner, hold Control down, and click, and then you can drag it. You can let go of the button. You don't have to hold it down. We're going to drag it all the way to the other end and place it there. Now, really cool thing. After I've clicked, you can decide how many exactly you want across, and you can put that number followed by a slash in this field. Type 7 slash. We'll evenly divide 7 more in between those two. If you hit enter, you can see, well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I put 7 slash, but it only puts 6 there, including the one I just put down, so that's 7, I suppose. So I think that looks good. 7 I think would work. So then we can do the same thing with this side. We'll just push pull. Sorry again for my navigation is not the best, so to pull it out a little bit, put 2 feet, type it, enter. Make sure that the other side okay, and we want to double click both sides. Now, I mean, I could have used the other group, I guess, but I just want to make sure because this is like evenly, this is perfectly lined up already. And make a group. The move tool, which is the M key, Control, just drag it across. 7, enter, 7 slash enter, and we have that there. Now, curve section's a little bit more involved, so we're just going to create these, I think, by hand. So we're just going to skip every other. I'm going to go 2 feet across. So there's 2 feet from this little line here. We'll just draw another line across. And then we'll just draw these lines up. That's going to be tough because we have to kind of see the top part. See if we can do this. Alright, that's not going to, I don't think this is going to work. But maybe, just maybe. It's really tough to sometimes get the right vantage point. See, that did not work. That's alright. I don't know why this is we are a little short here on this, so let me see if I can, see how this is like sloped down. I think that when we did this again, we still didn't get it right. I think that's the right distance. So what we're going to do here is we're going to slice this off, as you see here. And we're going to create a new face, and we're going to slice. Now this is just my perfectionism, but we're going to slice this off here, as you can see, and then we'll just draw another. See, and we'll get rid of this as well. All right. So as you can see, we still have a little bit of work to do. Sorry about that. I didn't do it exactly perfectly, but see, this is what happens. So if you just allow me really quickly. Apologize. I'm just making the sections even, because I want this to look good. There we go. So if I just, let's see. Oops. I didn't do that section. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and fix it and put it bring right. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to fix the little issue with the the lines I did. So it's still not perfect, but I think it's more of a function of the actual follow me tool when we created the thing, but it's good enough. So what I decided to do was just take show you what I'm doing. I take the group, click on that, use the move tool, click on the corner, hold control, move it over to where I want to put it, which is on this line. And I know it's a little off center. So while you have the move tool on, if you just kind of hover over the faces, you can see these little things which you can actually rotate. And if you do the top, you see the buttons, you can see the protracted, so you can kind of rotate it just by clicking and holding very slightly. And you can kind of get it pretty good, close enough. So we'll just keep doing that. Do the move tool, and we'll just drag, and that's easy enough. Move tool, skip one of those sections. Yeah, we'll move this over like that. Move tool, actually that should be it. So I think we got it done. So let's go back to the vantage point of and I think that looks pretty good. So it looks, it looks a little more realistic now. Now, according to the picture, if we were down at field level, then this area here would also be open. Not really. Don't think I'm really going to try to open that up for now. Actually, the whole thing should be open. This piece should be open as well. Let's look at the picture. Oh, maybe not. Just that piece right there. But I don't think we're going to work on that yet. So that's the piece. There's the roof piece. Now the other piece I want to do is the lighting. So the lighting, as you can see, basically the section is, it's mostly the whole. Let me zoom out a little bit. So you zoom out, the lights pretty much that whole, except for the middle section again. So that's good. So we don't have to do that, but we want to, again, this is going to be a section of where it might be transparent. So we might want to just close this off here. Like that. We can make the lights kind of like that. And we'll close off this area. Oh, that's already, for some reason that's been, not sure why that was like that, but we will close this off. And we'll close this off just so we have what we're going to do here for the lights eventually is, sorry. So we have the lights on this side. We'll have like a little, just like a little part of the, now this piece is going to stay. We'll have some kind of texture that will somewhat look something like that. I guess I have something that we can look like that. Okay, so I'm just trying to think of what else we can do. If we could do what I might do offline is the same thing here, just that we did on the center field section or the outfield section, just on the behind the home plate, open that up. But I think for now, I think that's good. I just think I'll stop here. And the next section, the next piece, we might actually get into putting some textures on the and placing the infield on the field and doing other the textures are basically the finishing part, which is all pretty much where we want to be. So what I try to do here is just try to make sure we get all the base down. We get all the faces that we want. And this is, like I said, this is a very simple stadium for the most part. We can build some fences here up the side to make it look realistic, but we're just going to keep it simple for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the back here on my own, and I'll stop the video for now, and I'll resume it up the next time, and we'll start to work on some textures, and I will teach you how to do the faces for the 2D crowd textures, because it can be very difficult when we get to doing the corners like this as far as getting it all lined up. But we'll look forward to that next time. Thank you very much for your patience, and hope this was again informative. Any questions, just drop me a line or put a comment on the video. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.